Syracuse is about to get buried under 12 inches of snow. Charlotte could see its biggest storm in a decade, and a tornado threat is building for Valentine's Day weekend. Right now, 43 million Americans are under winter weather alerts, and the next 72 hours are going to be critical for anyone between the Great Lakes and the Carolina coast. Here's what makes this week different. We're tracking a coast-to-coast system bringing heavy snow to some areas and severe thunderstorms to others, all from the same storm. I've got over 80 cities to cover, so let me know your location in the comments, and let's get straight into what's heading your way. The setup right now looks like something we haven't seen since the polar vortex events of 2014. Arctic air colliding with Gulf moisture on a massive scale. Out west, an atmospheric river is about to dump 8 feet of snow on the Sierra Nevada. That's 100 to 150 inches for mountains that desperately need it after a record dry start to winter. As that energy crosses the Rockies and taps into warm Gulf air, we get the fuel for severe storms Saturday and Sunday across Texas, Oklahoma, and the Deep South. Meanwhile, Kansas City hit 72 degrees yesterday, warmer than Miami. And that warmth is about to collide head-on with Arctic air diving out of Canada. When temperature contrasts get this extreme, the atmosphere responds violently, and that's exactly what we're watching unfold over the next several days. Let's hit the Northeast first, where the lake effect machine has been running non-stop and shows no signs of quitting. Syracuse sits directly in the bullseye. 8 to 12 inches of intense snow bands. Temperatures 15 to 25 degrees. Visibility dropping to near zero at times in the heaviest bursts. If you're in Syracuse right now, I want to hear what you're seeing on the ground. Your real-time reports help verify what these models are showing me. Buffalo is looking at up to 10 inches with temps 15 to 25, and even for a city that handles winter better than anywhere in America, this one demands respect. The I-90 corridor from Buffalo through Rochester to Syracuse is going to be treacherous. If you don't absolutely have to travel, don't. Rochester catches 5 to 8 inches. Albany, 4 to 6. And here's the thing about this lake effect pattern. It's relentless. Band after band stacking up through midweek. Boston is tracking 3 to 4 inches from clipper snow. Temps 20 to 30. Nothing catastrophic, but enough to make the morning commute interesting if you're not prepared. New York City stays on the lighter side. Temps 25 to 35 with just light snow possible, but don't get comfortable. The weekend system could change that story quickly. Philly and Baltimore are quiet for now, both in the 28 to 40 range with minimal snow, but I want both cities watching that Saturday-Sunday setup very closely. D.C. could pick up 2 to 4 inches from the clipper, temps 25 to 35, and we all know how the capital handles even modest snow. Give yourself extra time. Providence and Hartford are in that 3 to 7 inch range with temps in the low 20s. And if you've got above ground power lines, wet, heavy snow on branches is your concern tonight. Worcester pushes higher with 5 to 8 inches. Elevation makes the difference. While coastal Connecticut stays lighter at 2 to 4 inches. Newark, Jersey City, Bridgeport, you're all in that light snow category. Enough to make roads slick, but nothing that should shut anything down. The Great Lakes and Midwest are where the cold becomes the real story. And these temperatures are genuinely dangerous. Chicago, 10 to 20 degrees, wind chill below zero, light snow on top of it. Car batteries over 3 years old might not start tomorrow morning. Detroit is at 15 to 25 with 2 to 4 inches of lake effect, and Cleveland catches it worse with 4 to 8 inches as that Lake Erie machine keeps cranking. Here's something wild about Cleveland's lake effect. You can have 6 inches in one neighborhood and 2 inches 3 miles away. That's how localized these bands get. Milwaukee is looking at 3 to 5 inches, temps 10 to 20, and the entire I-94 corridor from Milwaukee to Chicago is going to require serious patience tomorrow. Grand Rapids, heads up, 5 to 8 inches coming your way, temps 15 to 25. That Lake Michigan fetch is perfectly aligned to bury you. Minneapolis sits at negative 5 to 10 degrees, frostbite in under 10 minutes on exposed skin. This is not the day to skip the gloves or leave pets outside. Indianapolis, Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, you're all in the 1 to 4 inch range with temps 20 to 35. Manageable, but slick roads are guaranteed. Kansas City drops from yesterday's 72 to a high of 25 today. That 47-degree swing in 24 hours is rough on the body. Take it easy. Omaha and Des Moines are locked in the deep freeze. Temp 0 to 15. No major snow, but the cold itself is the hazard. Make sure heating systems are working. St. Louis, Toledo, Fort Wayne, Akron, all seeing light snow and bitter cold. Nothing dramatic, but definitely winter doing what winter does. The West Coast is about to get interesting. And for California's drought concerns, what's coming is genuinely good news. The Sierra Nevada could see 100 to 150 inches over the next week. That's potentially 12 feet of snow in the highest elevations from this atmospheric river. If you're planning any travel over Donner Pass or the I-80 corridor through the mountains, check conditions constantly. Change will be required. Roads may close. Seattle and Portland are looking at a wet snow mix, 1 to 3 inches possible, temps 35 to 50. And for cities that don't do snow well, that's enough to cause chaos. Denver and Colorado Springs catch 3 to 5 inches, temps 20 to 35. Front range winter finally showing up after a season of waiting. Salt Lake and Boise are in the 2 to 4 inch range. Spokane pushes higher at 4 to 6 inches. Typical inland northwest winter weather. Reno, Tacoma, Albuquerque. Light snow possible for all three. Nothing major, but enough to impact travel if you're not paying attention. LA, Phoenix, San Diego, Las Vegas. You're all fine. Temps 45 to 72. Enjoy it and maybe call your relatives up north to check on them. Anchorage gets a classic Alaska dump. 10 to 15 inches, temps 10 to 20. Business as usual for those who know how to handle real winter. Now let's talk about the South, because this is where Saturday and Sunday could get dangerous. Charlotte, I need your full attention. 8 to 12 inches possible if this system tracks the way models are suggesting. That would be historic for the Queen City. Raleigh is right there with you at 6 to 10 inches. And for anyone who remembers the 1993 storm of the century, this pattern has some uncomfortable similarities. The entire I-85 corridor from Charlotte through Greensboro to Durham could see significant accumulation. If this verifies, the Carolinas shut down for days. Richmond and Virginia Beach are looking at 3 to 6 inches, enough to cause major problems in a region that doesn't keep a lot of plows on standby. Atlanta faces freezing risk with rare snow possible, temps 35 to 50, and as the 2014 ice storm proved, even small amounts of ice can paralyze that city. Nashville is only looking at 1 to 3 inches, but after 2 weeks of power outages that killed people, I don't want anyone in Tennessee taking this lightly. Memphis, Louisville, Birmingham, all in the 1 to 4 inch range with temps 25 to 45. Manageable if you're prepared, dangerous if you're not. And here's the piece that really concerns me. Severe weather is building for Valentine's Day weekend across the southern tier. Saturday and Sunday, we're tracking a significant risk of damaging storms from Dallas through Little Rock, Memphis, and into Mississippi and Alabama. Both the European model and the GFS are showing thunderstorm development. And when both models agree on a severe setup, you take it seriously. Dallas-Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Shreveport, you're all in the zone where rotating storms with tornado potential are on the table. After everything Texas has been through with Winter Storm Uri and recent ice events, the last thing you need is a tornado threat. But here we are. If you're in the Southern Plains or Deep South this weekend, know your safe room now. Basement, interior closet, lowest floor away from windows. Houston, Austin, San Antonio, you're looking at mild temps 45 to 65 with no major threats. But stay alert because this pattern is volatile. New Orleans, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Miami, no winter concerns. Temps 45 to 80 depending on location. Consider yourselves lucky this round. Little Rock and the Arkansas corridor need to watch carefully. Freezing conditions plus the severe threat later makes this a complicated few days. What I'm tracking beyond this weekend matters too. Another major system is lining up for February 16th through the 25th. We could see 2 or 3 more significant storms in that window, and the European and GFS are both suggesting this active pattern isn't going anywhere. For the West, that means more beneficial snow for drought-stricken mountains, exactly what California, Colorado, and Utah need. For the Northeast and Great Lakes, it means the shoveling isn't over. With a foot already on the ground in some areas, you're managing snowpack through March. Temperature swings are going to be wild. Some models show 40 to 45 degrees above average in the northern plains by next week, possibly 70s in Minnesota. That kind of rapid warmth after heavy snow means flooding concerns, as everything melts faster than frozen ground can absorb it. Safety. I'm going to be direct because the last few weeks proved how dangerous winter can be when people aren't ready. Generators go outside 20 feet from windows and doors, no exceptions. Carbon monoxide killed people during the Nashville outages who were just trying to stay warm. Check on elderly neighbors who live alone. A 92-year-old man froze to death in his home during the last storm because nobody checked on him. Pets come inside when temps drop below 20 degrees. If it's too cold for you to stand outside for 10 minutes, it's too cold for your dog. Keep an emergency kit in your car. Blankets, water, flashlight, phone charger. Getting stranded in these temps can become life-threatening within an hour. For severe weather, have multiple ways to get warnings. Phone alerts, weather radio, local TV. Tornadoes don't wait for you to find the remote. Here's what I'm watching over the next 72 hours. These are the 4 things that should be on your radar. First, lake effect snow continues to bury upstate New York. Syracuse hits 12 inches, Buffalo 10 inches. Travel on I-90 will be dangerous through Wednesday. Second, the Carolinas need to prepare now for what could be a historic snowstorm. If Charlotte sees 8 to 12 inches, that region shuts down completely. Third, severe weather Saturday and Sunday from Texas to Alabama. Damaging winds, isolated tornadoes. This is a legitimate threat that deserves preparation. Fourth, the Sierra Nevada is about to get crushed with 100+ inches of snow. Incredible for drought relief, dangerous for mountain travel. My predictions: Syracuse over 10 inches, Buffalo over 8 inches, and at least one city I mentioned for 3 to 5 ends up with 7 or more. I'll verify these in tomorrow's update, and if I'm wrong, I'll own it. That's how you know you can trust what I'm telling you. If you found this valuable, a like genuinely helps more people find this information when dangerous weather is approaching. What's your biggest concern right now? The lake effect snow? The Carolina storm? Or the weekend severe weather? Let me know in the comments. If you know someone in Syracuse, Buffalo, Charlotte, or the severe weather zone, send this to them. Having the right information could make all the difference. I'll be back tomorrow morning with overnight model updates. If anything shifts significantly, you'll know about it before you head out the door. Stay safe, look out for each other, and take this seriously. I'll see you in the next update.